I am talking about Roland Barthes' camera Lucida. I am sharing a couple ideas. First of all, discussing Roland Barthes' idea of a punctum, which is a moment or something that you see. It's something that you see in the picture after looking at it. It's something in the picture that affects you, that makes you say, have an awe moment, a wow moment. That's what a punctum is. And not all pictures have it. Many don't, but according to Roland Barthes, when they do have it, you know it, and it's something very personal. Well, I don't know if I've experienced a punctum personally, but a situation that was what I think is similar to a punctum is when I was looking at a photograph on a wall in a frame of Abraham Lincoln. I was looking at it and thinking it was a fine picture, and then the owner of the picture informed me that the picture had been derived from an original negative. And the moment he told me that, for me, the picture came alive. I really noticed Abraham Lincoln's eyes, the wrinkles on his face. It really became an awe moment for me, a wow moment, and I think that's an example of what a punctum must feel like. Although I'm not sure if Roland Barthes discusses that whole idea of a punctum coming from information outside of the picture. A similar thing would be an Antiques Roadshow person who comes with a picture that's been hanging on their wall for 40 years, and they're informed by an expert that it's worth hundreds of thousands of dollars and it's a true masterpiece. I think that for that person, they would have a wow moment, a type of punctum experience, when they looked at that picture again. And if they didn't think of it as something great, I'm sure after that they would find something great in the picture. Well, the next thing I'd like to talk about is Roland Barthes' idea of a punctum applied to a poem by Elizabeth Bishop called In the Waiting Room. And I'd like to share with you a couple stanzas from that poem first, and then I'll get back to Barthes. In the poem, the speaker is a child, and she is relating to us a time when she was in the dentist's waiting room, waiting for her aunt to receive treatment from the dentist. And in the waiting room, the child or the speaker is looking through some pictures in a National Geographic magazine. And the words of the poem, which I'll read right now, are as follows. An excerpt from In the Waiting Room by Elizabeth Bishop. My aunt was inside what seemed like a long time, and while I waited I read the National Geographic I could read, and carefully studied the photographs, the inside of a volcano, black and full of ashes. Then it was spilling over in rivulets of fire. Asa and Martin Johnson, dressed in riding breeches, laced boots, and pith helmets. A dead man slung on a pole. Long pig, the caption said. Babies with pointed heads, wound round and round with string. Black, naked women with necks wound round and round with wire, like the necks of light bulbs. Their breasts were horrifying. I read it straight through. I was too shy to stop. And then I looked at the cover, the yellow margins, the date. Suddenly, from inside, came an oh of pain. And if we apply Barthes' ideas to this poem, to that moment, especially the moment of oh, I can say that the speaker in the poem experienced a punctum right at that moment. And let's go ahead and apply some more ideas of Barthes to that poem. And one is that the speaker in the poem is the spectator because she is viewing the photos. The objects in the photograph are the target, and as the speaker looks at the photos in the magazine, the speaker is looking at the chemical revelation of the object, not necessarily the object. When the operator or photographer took the picture that she is looking at, he or she was looking at a vision framed by the keyhole of the camera. The person looking at the pictures, or the speaker, is quite removed from the actual object itself. I hope that you found this presentation to be helpful, especially my sharing the two experiences, one with Abraham Lincoln, the second with Elizabeth Bishop's poem, to help you better understand Roland Barthes' ideas in Camera Lucida. Thank you for tuning in.